And a headstrong, stubborn man only works it out the best he can. Valentines he never sent. There's not enough time. He's a working man. Can't stop falling. Heartaches calling. Finds you after fall insanity. Hello, Charky.
Hey, Cass.
Welcome, one and all. Welcome to the Bad Game Hall of Fame. Welcome to episode Trey of Afterfall Insanity. The last episode, come hell or high water. This is a game developed, just as a brief little reminder to folk, since it is the third episode. This has been going on for a minute. This was a game developed by Intoxicate Studios and published by Nicholas Games in the year 2012, after many years spent in development, starting as a Fallout fan project, being developed by a team of enthusiasts, of Fallout fans, and eventually becoming whatever the hell this thing is that we've been playing. This attempt to meld a Fallout universe with Dead Space style gameplay or something.
This horror game thing?
Yeah. It's been a curious adventure that we'll be bringing to a close tonight. And, you know, I think part of the story is that the bombs fell, you know, just like in Fallout, you know, the nukes get launched, the world is devastated. And, you know, funny I should mention that, because just as soon as we got on our Discord call, me and Sharky, you know, the internal call that we do when we're doing the stream, doing the show, a fireworks show started no more than like half a mile away from me. And so it was coming through on the mic, every boom, every in the air. So it was like being under bombardments. It was like being outside the Shelter Glory, where this game takes place. I was
preparing to like make some bits to explain like what was happening. I was thinking like maybe we have you unmute, intro, like you're a wrestler or something to come in, and then it's all the pyro going off, and the pyro just won't stop going off. Like, we paid $500,000 for this pyro. Like, we put the wrong comma in the price, and now we got to use it.
Well, I think we're okay. I think we're in the clear. I think the show is over. Not our show, the fireworks show. So we'll see. Time will tell. It may start up again. You know, because they have to ring in a Thursday. I guess. What holidays? We looked up what holidays
Happy
it
March
was
27th, everyone. It's National Paella Day. It's National Quirky Country Music Day. It's National Whiskey Day.
Ooh. That's what I should be drinking right now. Instead, I'm just drinking water tonight. Speaking of what we're drinking, what we're eating, all matters of the culinary, it's Sharky's Stream Snack.
Well, what I'm drinking today is Alani Cherry Twist. If I remember correctly, this is a pretty good one. So let me have a taste, just to remind myself.
So I'm going to center us.
Yeah. Very good. I do love me a cherry limeade. Ever since Sonic's removed their Red Bull slushes from the half-off slush thing that they do for when you order on mobile, I've just gone back to cherry limeade. Because that's what made me fell in love with Sonics in the first place, the cherry limeades. But I'm not having Sonics for dinner. I'm having Golden Crust Island Select jerk chicken patties with Jamaican-style seasoning in a crust.
Goddamn right you are. Love Jamaican beef patties.
Well, this is chicken. Jerk chicken.
It's the same principle. It's probably the same sort of. It's like, it's an empanada, right?
Yeah. It's very buttery, flaky looking crust at the very least. These are microwavable, but I did put them in the oven to maybe make them a little bit better. So let's give it a try. It's a lot of crust. A little spicy. I've never had jerk chicken before, so I don't have anything to compare it against. But it's all right. I have a feeling if I went to like a restaurant and got some real jerk chicken, it'd be a lot better.
There's a Jamaican place right near where I live that I've been meaning, that I've had on the short list of places I want to go to. They have a Jamaican breakfast. I don't know what that would entail, but I'm looking forward to finding out.
It's this is all right. I think. I feel like this is going to be more filling than I anticipated it being, just from the crust. But yeah, it's all right. It's like a meat empanada. And you know what? I think that'll do it for me, unless you have something besides your water.
No, can't say that I do in this particular instance. So that will do it for Turkey's stream snack. That being said, there is one more, actually, a couple more announcements I want to do at the top of the show rather than at the end of the show. Playing with format.
It is a nice flaky crust. I'm gonna do that. Yeah,
playing with format a little bit. First of all, I just want to say that we've gone and relaunched the Bad Game Club in our Discord server at discord.gg/bghof. We've appointed Johnny Baghead as our new community manager, and they have chosen that the first game as part of the relaunched Bad Game Club will be Sonic Unleashed, specifically the Wii and/or PS2 versions. So if you're looking for an excuse, if you've been itching for a reason to play those games, consider joining the Discord, playing with a bunch of other folk, maybe writing up your experiences with it, and so forth. And
if you're looking to pick up the game, head to your local GameStop before they all shut down.
Yes! So I wanted to shout that out. We'll be running this for the whole month, and then we'll be doing swapping out the games on a monthly sort of basis for as long as we can maintain and manage that. One other announcement, since this game here was suggested by a patron, that being EM Sparkly. Thank you, Sparkly. Once we finish this playthrough, we're going to have to hold a vote, hold a poll for our next playthrough. And we've actually already gone and launched that poll for our patrons, Twitch subscribers, YouTube members, anyone who financially supports us and has access to either the Patreon or the Discord server mentioned above. We are currently running a poll. The 4 options that we pulled, that we sourced from the community, are Countdown Vampires, Lost Planet 3, Perfect Weapon, and Spider-Man 2 for the PC, the 2004 conversion of sorts of Spider-Man 2 to PC. So please...
It's apparently a extremely significantly different game than the other Spider-Man 2.
But still, all those choices, all excellent choices, sourced from our community, and polling will be available on that through till this coming Thursday when we begin the playthrough. I just wanted to get that bookkeeping out of the way. I figured do it at the top of the show where more folk are wont to listen, are around to hear those announcements. So with that, let's cut to the 16:9 screen. Let's get this game launched, and let's finish the fall. And also play a little bit of that dirty arena mode. Is that your daddy's arena? That dirty arena?
And your daddy's Elder Scrolls arena.
Thank God for that.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot how, on my end, how small the window is for this game.
Yeah, well, that's because they didn't bother scaling the subtitles, so we have to play this at 1280 by 720. Yeah. If I was playing this at a fuller resolution, it would be unreadable. Folk at home would suffer. I mean, granted, we're suffering here, so we should probably spread the pain a little bit. I think that's only fair and equitable here on the Bad Game Hall of Fame, but we'll just pick up right where we left off.
I never liked this car anyway.
Thanks, Albert. Great quip to get us started on.
Now, do you remember what happened when we last left off?
I think we got in a car to run away from a bunch of people with guns and/or mutants.
Right. Well, okay. Let's go back to the start of that episode.
Not the start of the level, but start of.
Yes.
We got out of
We were
Glory.
in Glory.
Yes.
Basically, almost everyone in Glory is dead now. But we escaped. Our girlfriend maybe escaped, and the general or whoever the guy in charge escaped.
Are you sure
got to
about
the outside
that?
world.
Maybe
think.
a better vantage point.
Anyway, we got to the outside world, which we thought was uninhabitable. It's very inhabited, but kind of fucked up looking.
Yeah, we've been liggity
We seem
lied
to be
to.
We seem to be going insane.
It's taking way too long.
It's an
Now it gives me a
elevator,
chance to
dude. Look
recap.
up.
Everyone in the city seems to be crazed and trying to kill us, but also we passed by a point where some of the buildings fell over and they were just cardboard cutouts like a movie set.
Yeah,
So
I think there
we
was
do
a
not know
note
what's
to
happening
try
now.
and explain that partially, but ooh.
Also, at some point we saw this like Mad Max ass gear and we were like, okay, I want to wear that instead.
It was all just, we didn't like assemble it piece by piece. It kind of just, this was sitting around. It was in our size too. It's very convenient.
Yeah. Had a strap for our PDA.
Are we back in Glory or one of the other vaults?
There was another vault called Fist that we learned about. That was kept secret from us, because back when we were in Glory, everyone was told that Glory was the only vault. But it turned out there was another one called Fist. What?
The plot thickens. You may not have heard him, but he said, is this some kind of observation room? Which, yes, that appears to be the case.
Wait, is the city Fist?
Somewhere.
Was Glory a shelter inside of a shelter? Am I calling it?
I'm sorry, Albert. Oh, this is from Carolina. I hope you're alive. I really do, but I couldn't wait any longer. Staying here meant certain death. They would find me sooner or later. If you're reading this, please try to understand. We'll meet in the Fist if it exists. See you soon, my love.
When we last saw Carolina, she had a gun pulled on us because she listened to the guy in charge of Glory who said we were the one behind all this.
Oh my god.
Huh.
It's a cave. A cave! The whole city is a model! A life-size fucking model!
And Soylent Green is people. You don't hear me getting all riled up about it.
Holy shit!
I feel like he should be animating a little bit. Like just casually standing there yelling, "Holy shit!"
Oh, and you know, it's actually raining out there as I do this. What is this one? Which one levels the city?
Which one makes them stop eating
Uh-oh.
candles?
I joked, but... Jeez,
Everyone's down there going like, weird weather today.
Man, the time flies when you're living underground, when you're living in a cave. I'm keen to look around, see if there's any additional interactables, things I could be picking up. I'm guessing the answer is no. I'm guessing that that the big thing they really want you to pay attention to is this one right here. And now I need to find a way out.
Maybe I was right.
All the world's a stage. Up or down?
Wait, so you went... They go through... Whoever made this went through all the trouble of making a literal life-size fake city.
I don't know what to believe in anymore. I'm afraid of you. I don't know.
But they cheaped out in the last few buildings and were like, hey, let's make them out of cardboard.
What was she thinking? We don't know what awaits us on the surface. Chances of survival would be low even if we stayed together.
Thank God I made this hallway so long.
You brought it on yourself. Lies. Everyone is lying.
I'm sick of this world.
I'm looking straight at the greatest of them all. A fake city. But life in it was real. Death was real. What for? A simulation of a post-apocalyptic urban environment? Looks more like a military testing ground than a sociological experiment. Maybe this is where soldiers were training, preparing for the return to the surface once the Colonel decided it's time. Why didn't we know about this project? Why? Questions and lies. So tired.
Do you think it'll actually answer any of those questions that it's posed at this point? Do you think we get a conclusion?
There's a whole 9 episodic series thing that was supposed to happen.
Yeah. Got 1/9 of the way there. That's better than nothing, I suppose.
The more I have this stream snack, the more I don't like it. The jerk chicken thing.
That's unfortunate. I'll have it.
Tell you what. I'll go put this in the trash and have it delivered straight to you.
Perfect.
So I'll be right back.
Luckily, they've given us an axe, which gets the job done. This is, like, almost an interesting twist. If the game was better at telling its story, if I gave a shit about any of these characters, if I was invested in any of them, you know, maybe it'd be a little bit more effective.
I feel like the whole world is turned against me. Do you know that feeling, Doctor?
God, I hate those interruptions without the subtitles, ones you can just talk right over because... because they didn't bother to subtitle them. Slime Generator in chat says...
Should come in handy.
Crazy how Albert's VA killed it and got all the recordings used in the final game done during his audition tape. Really streamlines the process, I tells you.
For some reason, the more I had that stuff, the more it tasted like soap.
Maybe he had cilantro in.
I don't think I have the cilantro soap gene.
Only one way to find out. Stream snack Saturday is going to be just a plate of cilantro.
Yeah.
I don't really want to open this, you know, after hearing all the sounds coming from it. I assume coming from it.
Maybe I can use these containers to clear my way out of here.
Oh no, I pressed the button that turns the music suspenseful.
The orchestra random button. We had something like this happen in the last episode, I think, where we killed something, and then for the rest of the area, there was like the suspenseful "you're in a fight" music, but there was nothing there.
I'm just at a loss for what I should be doing right. Oh. Okay.
There you go.
I get it. Yeah, take that, monsters that were off screen, I presume.
In a different state.
Oh, right here.
Oh, they're right here? Sure. What are you getting? I can't.
Ammo. You don't have a gun right now. We lost that in the car crash, so... But hey, once we get that gun, boy howdy, we're going to be flush with bullets for it. Well, that's disappointing. Okay. I see an enemy on the other side of that, so I was kind of hoping...
Clip through the wall with your axe.
I wonder if they're supposed to burst through. Like, you know, kind of burst through that wall, attack me, and that also opens up the way in the process.
And then some flag didn't get triggered, so it didn't happen.
Anything is possible. What does the GPS say? Maybe this will suddenly work.
This room is full of... Oh. There you go. Okay. We got it.
Now, I know we're going to play a little bit of that arena DLC. Do you think it's going to be mostly melee focused?
I hope so. It's my favorite part.
I'm ambivalent about it.
Yours too.
Not that the gunplay is like much better or anything, but could go the way the game wants us to go, but
Thing is, you know there's never anything worth collecting, because
I keep holding out hope. Stupidly, I mean, it's proven time and time again that it does not have anything. But also...
I think you didn't even need to break down that door. I think there was just a clear path to...
Curious.
All right.
The illusion of choice.
Yeah.
That's a pipe. We don't need that. We got the axe. Do you think they intended for these weapons to degrade at some point?
It'll go up. The question is, which one?
I don't think so. Maybe, like, when it was still an isometric CRPG. I think by the time we got to here, it was too late. I think this is a bad plan.
Says you.
No, that's not the direction I thought we were going to go.
This is taking too long. Whee!
Like, if I was him, if I rose up here and I saw another city out there, I wouldn't believe it.
All right, come out, Mr. Director.
Like, if you're already in one fake city, there's no reason to believe that you got to the real city afterwards.
Jesus Christ. Never again.
Yeah, sing the
Never
louder next
again will
time.
I stand on top of an elevator and use an axe to break the 3 supporting lines that send me all the way to the top. Never again.
Hey, they still got drinks up here in the post-apocalypse, so that's nice.
Same brand. Aid survived. Aid brand soda. And whatever that one is.
Amber.
Was that just lager? Or amber?
I don't want to set the world.
Wow.
If I were Dude Perfect, I could land a basketball right in that hoop down there.
Oh, God. It's devastated. But why is the air so fresh?
Glade plugins. Those gimmicks you plug in the wall in your bathroom.
So damn bright. I can't see a thing.
What? He was going to say something.
Avoid direct sunlight, it says.
Okay, so you're a vampire and you're being hunted by a ghost. What do you mean not only bombs? What? I wish I knew what the one thing he was going to say was before a ghost came and, like, punched him.
Can I do anything about this?
I doubt it.
Besides stay out of the light, I imagine. Damn, they're really pulling out all the action set pieces now.
I know a lot of stuff's.
Huh? Huh? What was?
I can still hear that ghost.
Were we supposed to be falling out of it or clinging on?
I think so.
Or
It's a miracle that I'm still in one piece. So it's nuclear summer after all. Tomaszewski is probably turning in his grave.
Now, I know Albert's been through a lot, but I feel like maybe the ghost should be somewhat more alarming to him.
never mind. Just took a couple bullets to put it away. Oh, but it's back. Okay. Huh?
Oh, didn't have my sunscreen.
So I guess we really need to avoid the sunlight. Problem is... So are we looking at the shadows on the ground? Is that our indicator? Do we need to exist entirely in shadow here? The second we step out into the light, it's like over for us, or?
I think once you step into the light, it starts getting like really bright like that, and then that's your cue to like get out of there.
It's like a stealth game. Yeah, I'll take the shotgun, I guess. Pistol works well enough at range. So is this supposed to be like a Pompeii thing?
Potentially?
Yeah, the problem with that is that in Pompeii, everyone was caked in ash. You can't have your cake and eat it too, where people are suspended, and you can like see like the flesh rendered from their skin and whatnot. That would just... Like, bugs would get to that. Animals, critters, if it was just exposed flesh like that. What do I know?
By the way, I looked up nuclear summer. Oh, I'll wait for this.
Huh.
Well, I was about to talk about the science of something, but
Yeah, I think we're past
I feel
that
like
point.
we're past that point now.
Yeah, I think we've we're
Still
in
gonna
that
mention
magical
nuclear.
realism. Yeah.
Still going to mention nuclear summer though, because I've learned something from him saying that.
Now, do you think he's friendly?
Hi, I'm your tour guide for today.
Oh, thank God there's an
Alright.
ammo dispenser here.
So I looked it up, and nuclear summer is a hypothesized scenario in which, like, following nuclear winter, basically there would be the lack of sunlight hitting the Earth would contribute to... Is it like... Right, okay, so after the lack of sunlight hitting the Earth, once the sunlight's come back down, that there could be like a release of too much decayed organic matter that would lead to an increase in the greenhouse effect, so the Earth would heat up as a result of that. So it would be hotter. It wouldn't be the sun now, like, melts you.
I'm trying to find the red highlight. It's somewhere on there. I didn't know if he's going to be able to throw it behind him or not. Oh. I think it's blow all the stuff off the arm slowly but surely.
Yeah, I think you just need to break away the layers of it.
And then once he does this attack, I just stand behind something. And conked himself on the noggin with that one.
How could that hurt you when it seemed to be made out of styrofoam?
I don't know if I'm doing any effective damage to this thing. I'm betting I'm not, honestly.
It's staggered.
I don't think that's staggering. I think that's just... I don't know. Horrible,
Signposting?
Yeah, not signposting necessarily. Signposting is more about, like, you know, navigation. Horrible...
Sure. Okay, so I think you are doing something.
Feedback is the word I'm looking for here.
Feedback is the word.
Now, is there going to be a prescribed order that I need to dismantle this fucking thing?
Sunlight. I noticed that the ghosts only show up once you're in sunlight.
Maybe it's part of confinement syndrome. Who's to say?
Even taking the game on its, like, magical realism that we're now at, I don't think I understand the mechanics of this. Because now it has a spotlight that also hurts, but the spotlight makes ghosts spawn? And this has to do with nuclear radiation?
Turn back around and face me so I can shoot your stupid spotlight again. Fine, fuck it, I'll come to you.
Like, this feels like I was trying to describe Death Stranding by memory.
This feels like a completely different fucking video game is what this feels like.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna die in a second. I think I have not been fast enough on destroying the spotlight properly. Even though we've seen the glass shatter effect, like...
several times. I wonder if in between shooting the thing, you need to be taking care of his other parts. Like, maybe the ultimate goal is not to take out that spotlight, but it's to take out his arm.
Huh? Well, we dodged the first one pretty effectively, the first of whatever that was, but I just kind of want to find a nice corner to heal up in for a second here.
Nope, that tracks.
Right arm.
Okay, so maybe you didn't need to take out the spotlight and then focus on the arm.
And we're good.
That's a spike move.
I was trying to dodge it.
Okay. It's just you did that right after you were saying, and we're good, right as he was doing that.
I meant as far as refilling our health is concerned, as far as getting back to 100. Do you want me to do something here, game?
That's that what you're thinking?
Yeah, I was getting close to... Oh, okay, back.
Because I was about to be like, mount the Hydra's back.
I think you're actually close. I think it is... Okay, first of all, I'm going to go to the other ammo box. Thank you very much. I can see when I'm not wanted. I can tell.
Oh, okay.
Oh, fuck off. Don't take this away from me. Don't distract me in my moment of triumph.
It still seems to be the case that if you get exposed to sunlight, then a ghost comes out to try to kill you.
And it's gone. Like a Michael Myers.
Well, you shot it.
Yeah, we turned around.
Oh, you mean the whole thing is gone.
Here comes the sun. Da-na-na-na.
Like, I can buy him not reacting well to sunlight because he's been underground for so long. The whole dying immediately part and the whole it summons ghost parts, I don't know, I'm still not.
Citizen of glory who truly desired freedom wanted this.
You got that right, disembodied voice.
And that made their wish come true.
You know, after taking out that big thing, nothing else really
Yeah.
seems like that much of a threat anymore, I'll be honest. Like, these guys ain't particularly intimidating when they go down in, like, 10 rounds from the assault rifle.
I thought that was gonna be like a hallucination or something. That he was just gonna, like, puff into smoke. I mean, that's...
Well, hello
I mean,
to
that
you,
is a-
too.
That is a classic payoff, you know, to have, like, the corpses turn out to be an enemy later.
Took him long enough. Okay, well, now I know that thing's gonna come out and attack me now, so...
What?
Well, the trick is, you don't make all of them do it.
Man, this game is,
Also-
really changing its.
They also all scream like Mortal Kombat 3 fatalities.
They're auditioning for
Specifically
Serious
Mortal Kombat
Sam.
I was gonna say specifically Mortal Kombat 3 fatalities.
Well, if that were true, they'd explode into 1,000 arms and
Then the Earth
20,000
would
heads.
explode. And freeze.
So we're going back to melee. Now, do we have like any sense of direction? I know that we're going to the Fist Shelter, the Fist Vault, but like, do we have like a map? Do we have an idea? What's CH Satoria?
I guess just go to places that you have not been yet.
No, I get that in terms like I can figure out like the linear
Yeah.
progression here. It's just I'm curious about the character's motivation.
Oh,
Thank God, public
yeah, I
transit
think-
still works.
I gotta be more careful.
Oh, I think his motivation still is get the Fist, even though he does not know where Fist is.
That's what
at
I'm
all.
saying though. Is just like how is he determining which direction to go?
Also, how does your girlfriend get through all this shit?
There we go. Remember that fear lock system?
I remember them mentioning it. I don't remember what it was supposed to be.
I don't even think it works.
Like, even then, I don't even know what it was supposed to be.
Hold on. Well, my aim is affected, I can tell you that much. I want to see if I can break the glass. Get some more years of bad luck. And that's what it looks like to break glass in Afterfall Insanity.
You just turn it off, really.
Maybe I need to turn off my flashlight because it's making it a little bit harder to tell where the light begins and ends. But you know, I have to compare that against my want for people to be able to see what's happening in the video game. So, you know, it's a delicate balancing act to them having to strike here. I will take this fucking axe though.
I feel like, for the most part, it's perfectly visible without the flashlight. See, this is fine. And it helps when your character lights up, too.
I
Quick,
see.
I gotta ditch this axe and then go through all my weapons 3 times. Hurry.
All right, not my best strategy. I will admit now in the post game, in the post action report, yeah, maybe I should have stuck with the axe. But man, fuck the melee in this game.
I actually like the melee, personally.
I mean, at best, I'm completely ambivalent about it. What do you like about it?
It's slow, it's methodical, it feels weighty.
Okay, we'll stick with it for this.
Like, I'm a fan of, you know, the stylish action game, of the flippy dippy.
How dare you
Move swords
compare
around kind of
this
stuff.
to stylish action?
No, I'm contrasting. I'm contrasting. I'm saying I am a fan of those things, but I also appreciate a game that has you do melee real slow, where like you have to like really think about where that shot's gonna go.
Sick. Love that melee.
You gotta dodge too.
With the no space directly next to the sunlight that threatens to kill us. Maybe they gave us some more fucking ammo, so at least I had like a choice in the matter if I wanted to.
Well, on the other hand, you could pull out your gun before you go upstairs, now that you know they're there.
That's true. I also did spot one other thing that might help to make this fight a little bit quicker. Assuming the game is setting me up for it.
Didn't do much, but...
Fuck this! Hit the bricks! Alright, one-on-one, I think I can probably do this just fine. I'm blocking right now, you can tell because we're inside our character model.
I think dodging is more important than blocking.
Just waiting for the jelly to subside. And there we go.
Whew. Yeah, you got it.
So this looks like the inside of a vault again, except the,
Oh, this looks like the inside of a mall.
that could also be the case. These are frog
Right.
legs here, you think, or? Guess we'll find out. I don't think we're meant to be in here specifically, though, unless... Wait, hold on.
Oh, there's something to kill, which is a good sign.
I like how all the mutants have agreed on the windmill technique being the most effective way to...
Well, if you remember, all the people in the colony who were infected with the thing, they all decided it's time to dual wield.
And we don't have weapons in those hands of yours. Makes sense. Wait, let me reload. Oh, the ghost actually...
I think the ghost killed it. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of monster infighting. Whatever the fuck that's worth. I mean, we had a little bit of it earlier, too, during the initial vault escape.
I think it's less specifically infighting and more that the ghost is a persistent hurt box.
Yeah, no, you could be right. You could be spot on the money. For fuck's sake, I didn't even step in any lights. Oh, well, it looks like I stepped
Now
in it.
you're doing it.
For fuck's sake. This isn't sunlight, this is just artificial light, which I'm hoping the game distinguishes between.
There you go.
Build that pistol too, since I got some ammo for it. Not enough for a full clipazine, but every little bit counts. Hello.
All those rules and all the people following.
I have kind of a life story I want to tell, but like I'm worried that cutscenes are just gonna happen. I bet he's invulnerable until he wakes up.
Undoubtedly. I'm really beginning to hate the combat in this game, if I'm being honest with you.
So many games that we play that start out like, this isn't that bad, like have like the most dire end chapter.
Because they never
It's that
expect players to
recency
make it that
bias.
far. Oh, I thought I reloaded, but apparently I got interrupted. I'd like to take this guy out from afar. We're gonna run out of ammo again, and I'm very worried about that. Wait, wait, wait. Perhaps I can get used to scavenging in these ruins after all. Wait, shit, it's for a gun we don't have. Fuck! There better be an assault rifle around here somewhere. Going up.
Up? Okay.
Gotta make sure not to step into those pockets of light still. Presumably. Well, you know, at least this game is mixing things up. At least it's
Adding
trying.
new mechanics, new enemies.
Too little too late, probably, but, you know, it's the thought that counts.
Now we got mix-ups when we went to the city. I mean, the first city, the fake one.
How come the light doesn't affect these motherfuckers? How come they're not cursed by ghosts every time they step into,
I mean, maybe that's
Shade?
what happens when you get in the sunlight too long. Like, instead of getting a tan, you become a monster brute.
Keep giving me assault rifle ammo.
I was about to say, maybe they and the ghosts have reached an understanding, but I think we showed earlier that that's not the case.
Keep an eye out for anything flashing, anything that's an object that we can pick up potentially. Fuck. One bullet left between both my guns.
I have to start punching ghosts soon. There you go.
Stop giving me assault rifle ammo.
Yeah, but just think about once you pick up that assault rifle, how much ammo you're gonna have.
Hello, any assault rifles home? All right, fist time. Knock his ass out till he explodes.
But don't follow him into the light. That's gonna be bad. You know, for someone screaming in pain, he's definitely being measured with his fist fighting.
Stop backing away from me. This shit sucks. Whatever they were trying to do here. Like, they had to know that you would run out of ammo at a certain point, because they had to realize that they were deliberately giving you the wrong type of ammo, forcing an encounter like this. Unless they just didn't playtest this shit. That's probably the way to go.
Oh, good, more ammo. Here's what you needed.
This is such a bad way to handle loot. Like, this clearly, like, you know, for whatever influences Fallout had on whatever this final product is, they certainly didn't influence, like, the loot mechanics. Because random would be better than just... Having, like, loot tables would certainly be better than the fucking misery of picking up all exclusively ammo for guns you don't have. I didn't see much choice there.
Yeah, I think that was the only thing you could do.
Like, they've taken all the fun out of scavenging, which is, like, one of my favorite things about post-apocalyptic games, is, like, scrounging for ammo, finding that, like, one bullet left over in a drawer and being able to treasure it. Like, you know, like, really having to, like, think about, like, well, you know, I've got 6 bullets for this and 12 for this, and I gotta make them count.
Still intact.
Instead they're giving us ammo by the box load, but just for shit we don't have.
You got a serious attitude problem. You know that? Haven't you noticed already?
Noticed what?
Oh, you're so blind. Is it the light?
I've seen enough. I'm gonna kill you! Blast you straight to hell!
Oh, speaking of blast, farewell.
Shit!
So was that real? Was that a vision?
Well, he had the VHS-y effect on him.
Suicide. There's
And again, that thing did blow up. Oh, there you go.
It's a
Complain for
shotgun.
I was about to say complain for 5 minutes and ye shall receive, but
How do they fuck that up so badly? How do they? So
I would go not there. I would go underground.
You know, it would make sense that these things could only exist in the light, right? Like, you know, they're born from light, they have to stay in the light, so once you go into shade, like, they're just sort of at bay. That's an idea.
I think it's because you already take damage in the light. That would be redundant, unless it's just those are the things causing you damage in the light.
I'm sorry, where was the light here? What was the light I stepped into there? What did I do to deserve that? What did I...
Talking shit.
Slime says, I feel like, fuck, we're running out of money, we need to ship this now, was likely a heavy influence on this section of the game. You're probably right. You know... Oh, wait, I have the shotgun, right?
Yeah.
Wait, weren't there two of
Wasn't
them?
there two? One of them might have killed the other one.
I'll take it where I can get it. I'll just chalk it up as a
their-
freebie.
Their attack is running forward and windmilling their arms.
I almost imagined, to respond to that comment, like, you know, games aren't developed, like, chronologically. You know, who's to say that this being the end of the game actually means that it got, like, the least amount of development and budget attached? There's a chance it could have designed all this shit first. I mean, that's not the case.
I have a feeling like
but...
the Vault section of their Fallout fan game was probably the first thing they were working on.
That's what the most screenshots existed of pre-release, like, as they were, like, showcasing the game. But that could just be, like, a choice of emphasis. It's hard to say.
Came here to pray when it all began, on day 0.
How was this light? I guess
I don't know
see
how you
it.
could tell it wasn't light.
Because the lighting effects in this game aren't particularly good, that's why. I'm trying to see if I can just melee these guys away. Save some of that precious ammo.
And Ghostbusters 3 is weird.
Yeah! Fuck, I'm out of stamina.
I'm out of body ammo.
Stamina is the ammo of the soul. Do me a favor, keep an eye on chat, read some of the recent questions and comments.
Okay, Magic Mouse says, lol.
Thank you. Wait, hold on. Missed one. And we're back. Is it even worth it to try and use the GPS? This way?
I never found a use for it when I was playing.
It wants us to go inside here or that way. I don't think we can. I think that is a red herring.
I don't think that's what the GPS was actually telling you.
Well, now it's pointing this way, which does seem like the way to go. To maybe get inside of there. Of course, I couldn't.
I mean, it's not like I saw it coming. I just didn't have enough time to tell you, hey, you're gonna cross over into the light.
Man, that mouth wrap gimmick thing, it's not very flattering, I gotta say. It doesn't stretch particularly well. Doesn't really suit Albert.
Making his chin look huge.
I'd be careful with words like that in this this holy place, my friend. You should rather pray for the eternal glory.
You're sick.
That's exactly what I need you for.
Should we sit in the confessional?
Oh, that won't be necessary. You see, I don't want you to fall asleep, because you haven't been sleeping well lately, have you?
You had your part in it.
Nightmares haunting you, Doc? Or is it the guilt that keeps you up? I know something about guilt. My hands are covered with it.
You seem rather proud.
You seem to understand. These are the hands of deliverance. We're all making sacrifices, Doc. But only a few can take the burden.
Yeah, quick question. Who are you? Why do I care about this guy?
I didn't ask you to relieve me of it.
Oh, you almost make me feel bad about it. You always wanted to be someone extraordinary. Did I rob you of your dream? No. The real question is,
Do you think if we mark this as episode 4, people would believe it?
or are you keep on releasing stress through violence? We'll see, I guess. You'll see, that's for sure. Let me illuminate.
Yeehaw! Woohoo! That's how we're praying Texas.
Don't step on the glass. Oh, don't worry. The glass is all disappearing. I'm glad they did this hover shot, this crane shot here, so we could see the glass disappear in real time. So we can see the physics expire on it. So again, I ask, who the fuck is this guy? All we know is that he was like a patient. I think, maybe. You know, I'm so fucking curious about this.
You looking for the profile?
Let's check this. I cannot think of any logical explanation of what I just saw. Great. Oh, he's just given up on like half these descriptions.
Yeah. I mean, if you were him, probably would.
Cannibal. Bum.
Anyway,
They're a
there's
mystery to me.
the one to the right has like people in it, so that might be what you're looking for.
Yeah, I was just kind of curious about which ones he gave up on writing there. Okay, so Carolina, that's her girlfriend. Magdalena. I think that was our patient. Master Technician. I don't think that's the guy. I don't think it's the Colonel. Not this guy. And not this guy.
He's dead.
How do we not have... How do you fuck that up? He's the primary antagonist. We have no idea who he is or what his motivations are. And we're like, I don't think he's the game.
I don't think he's real.
You think he's a figment of our imagination?
Yes.
It's entirely possible. It could be that hacky. Huh?
You? Oh, that was electric stuff. Sparking. Maybe? I don't
Or
think it's
maybe he's
gunshots.
shooting at us from afar. Cool. Oh, it's all pistol ammo, so that gets us up to a grand total of like 20 bullets. There was 1 bullet per box there, it looked like.
Okay, that was probably a gunshot.
Are we gearing up for some sort of final confrontation? And I know they did that one camera shot to show us the path through, but I confess, I've already lost it. I've already...
Take a... No, not that way.
Can I step out into the... No? So I'll backtrack.
It's not backtracking.
Oh, then you tell me which way to go.
Alright, here. Wait.
You're gonna take over? Go ahead, take over.
Yeah.
Oh, well, if I had turned on my flashlight, maybe I would have seen the blood on the ground.
Why don't you take it from here, because I don't know where that button is.
That's RB. Slime Generator theorizes that the guy that we're chasing is the manifestation of all Albert's own disorders, which include IBS, gluten allergy, sapiosexuality. And Canadian Alligator says, wow, this really might be just like Spec Ops Line.
I don't think it's this way, but oh, no, it is this way. You're out of bullets eventually. Is he visible over there, or... Oh,
Yeah.
hey. Yeah, he's not real.
That's your conclusion? That's what you've determined?
Yeah, how do I switch weapons? And I assume there's nothing. I'm not going to step there because that's totally sunlight. And it just cut to black. Alright,
Huh?
your turn.
Huh? What? It's like the game gave up for a second there. They're like, you know, and then stuff happens, you know, you think of a way to end the scene. We're not gonna bother. Fucking finally!
Good thing you've picked up enough ammo along the way to take out 2 enemies.
No one's
What?
I think he said no one's innocent. It's hard to tell because the audio mixing in this game is routinely so bad. And everyone form an orderly line. We're about to go into the railway station.
Good enough. Field trip, everyone. Everyone use your inside screams.
Johnny Baggett said, I've never seen anyone move like an agent before. Watch our Enter the Matrix playthrough, folks. It's,
I want them all to just be standing on there with you going, "Ah!"
Last stop, bombed out station. Last stop. God damn it! The welcoming party's here.
This is actually what it's like when you get off the bus in Detroit. This is how they welcome you.
Just so I can hear myself fucking think. Do you think they were chasing us on the train that whole time, by the way?
You know that new game that's coming out, or came out from the Cruelty Squad guy?
Not by name.
Me neither. I can't remember. In my head, I think it's Psycho something, Psycho R. Anyway, it had a patch recently, apparently. And part of the patch was to change all references of Ohio to Michigan because people kept assuming that Ohio was being mentioned because it was a meme.
It's a shame that that state is just a punchline now.
Psycho Patrol R, yes, thank you.
I mean, not like Ohio has anything else going on in it, but, and I can testify, I can say that from firsthand experience, but, you know.
Do you want the shotgun, or do you want to keep that?
Well, I'm out of ammo
rifle?
for the assault rifle already.
Okay, there you go.
I will keep this glow tube, though, which just appears to be like a fluorescent light tube, so I'm hoping this breaks.
finally reached destination.
Find a way to weaken the saboteur.
Did you come to reclaim what's yours? Oh, we have a lot to discuss.
I just want to beat you over the head with this and see if it shatters.
After all we've been through.
Oh, what's that on the ground? Oh, it's a pistol.
Pistol.
I do everything.
Oh, right. Explosions. Well, the light tube didn't shatter, so I won't use it again. I've learned my lesson. I was hoping it would be like a professional wrestling match, and it would just... I tried to roll through it, but there's not actual iframes in this game, I don't think. I'm sorry.
He's warming up.
I'm just taking a second to recover my health. I'm definitely not looking at this because it's really funny to me or anything. Glad we solved the shit out of that. Oh, what a game. Alright, take 2.
Train number 42 finally reached. Did you come to reclaim what's...
Oh, I forgot to get the revolver from down there. You think it's too late?
Yes.
Yeah, did they put debris?
No.
Nope, just on the one. Right, I forgot about these two guys.
I'm not blaming you. I deprived you of everything you cared about.
Alright, how much ammo does that give us for the Raging Bull? Enough. Fuck. Well, he may not be real, but his bullets are. I have to completely rethink this. And by completely rethink, I mean just get the revolver first before I go up.
If this is the thing where this is all in his mind, that means Tokaj is like running forward while continuously shooting himself in the chest with his own pistol. You ever just like in the morning you're at the mirror and you just do that? Just kind of lean in and out, going, ha! Oh!
Only on nights where we have to stream games for the internet. I can drain this ammo. Alright, perfect. So now we can get the revolver. Not to deal with any more enemies coming from there. We have the shotgun. We drained all the assault rifle ammo. Killing that first wave.
Finally reached its destination.
So the trick here, as far as I can bet, is to stay close to him, because if we're close to him, he's not shooting us. He's running away from us.
Yeah.
I mean, this also works, kind of.
You can't be serious.
I'm pretty sure if you shoot him, he's just gonna Matrix dodge again.
I'm not blaming you. I deprived you of everything you cared about.
Yep.
Yeah. Good to test it, though.
Oh, that's breakable. Okay. I don't know if it's worth killing these guys. Or...
These guys, definitely. We just need to be smarter about taking cover.
What if, like, the splash damage killed him because they hadn't accounted for that?
I was hoping
just, like,
for
locked?
it. Would have been sweet. Would have been a dream.
Or if it would be like a two-world situation where you just go straight to the credits.
Okay.
5 shots.
The cowboy carries. Different shotgun. You know, I think I'll take this over the fucking double barrel.
Yes, let it go. Every bullet makes you feel less tense, doesn't it?
Just give me a breather. Hold on a second, sir. Just... Okay, we still got Shadow. That seemed unnecessarily dramatic.
Sunlight doesn't matter here now, does it?
Why can't you understand? I saved them from themselves.
Huh.
They were dead long before me. To give up
I think that stunned him? Yes.
He's still chattering, though.
They weren't cold. They weren't even human.
How did that
Well,
not...
let's not unpack that statement.
3 headshot.
We're like brothers, you and
This is pathetic. You can see what they're trying to do. You can see that they've played other video games before. That they've played other boss encounters in video games. But they just don't quite have the wherewithal to put it all together. Taking a second to breathe, as the game affords it to us.
I'll get that Tokaj. You can't beat my strategy of running to these 4 electrical things.
Alright, let's fucking dump on this fucker.
And he snaps out of it. Yeah.
Damn, confinement syndrome's been good to this guy. Made him nice and strong. Uh-oh.
Oh, he got you.
Lucky it's not nearly as effective on me. Oh, the shotgun is kind of useless
for this.
Yeah. There we go. Huh?
Whoop!
I guess he was a figment of our imagination after all. Oh, well, no, never mind. Oh.
I would move.
This way? Uh-oh. Wait, no, we're good. We're good.
Don't get your clothes wet.
I wasn't planning on it.
You'll catch a cold.
Oh, invisible wall.
No, he's in ducking mode. You know, there's no real visual indicator that...
What if the fist?
I think you just need to destroy all 4 of them.
Did you learn anything? Did you allow it?
Oh, yeah, we got him, I think.
You always wanted this. You were always trying to be like me.
Why would I ever want to be like you? I have
Person I know very well.
a perfect one, but peaceful. Why did you have to destroy it?
Destroyed. I gave
Why does it look like we lost that fight?
the life the bombs took away and the shelter gate sealed off.
I never asked you for anything.
Oh, but you did. More often than you think. Sometimes you almost begged me to do things you weren't capable of. Stress relief through violence.
I'm tired of this. Why don't you just shut up?
Boo.
It's time to finish what you started.
Fade to black. Fuck off.
Credits.
Oh, thank God. Okay, small miracles.
This one is the 7th. The 7th this year.
True. Fucking traffic.
I know. Did somebody open a highway here? At this rate, we'll have to start building residential quarters in the 4 sub-levels sooner than we thought.
True. Fucking shame.
Come on, you lucky bastard.
True. Fucking lucky.
And she was like, I should have listened to my mother.
True. Fucking vixen.
What did I expect? She was a stripper, for fuck's sake. How can you demand to understand a girl like that?
True. Fucking whore.
Hey, you call her a whore one more time, and I swear to God. Wait a minute. Shouldn't we be carrying him differently?
True. Fucking...
Great time to introduce these two Laugh Riot characters right at the end of the game.
One more time, Mr. Tokaj. Slowly. Tell us what happened.
This time, try to listen. The shelter was contaminated by an unknown type of virus that caused sudden psychological and physical changes. I was ordered to investigate the strange behavior of the first victims on the 2nd sublevel.
He's gonna look like the boss we just killed.
Yes.
Ordered by who?
Colonel Potocki.
What did you find in the 2nd sublevel?
People exposed to the virus exhibited symptoms of psychosis. The bodies of some started to mutate. Every victim of the virus was extremely aggressive.
You said it wasn't an accident?
Yes. I saw him for the first time in the reactor room. Though I think I met him earlier, it doesn't matter. He was the one responsible for the tragedy. He tried to cover up the evidence by damaging the reactor. Fortunately, with Professor Tomaszewski's help, I managed to repair the malfunction before everything blew.
What is he watching and or typing about here? This... Oh, it's supposed to be security camera footage.
Yeah.
What happened to him?
Nothing changed since the last time I told you. His immune system was weak, despite my efforts. The virus killed him.
I see. What about Mr. Gottler? Did the virus kill him too?
I'm not sure. He was prone to depression. Tried to hide it, but his jokes were bitter. Maybe the confinement syndrome and all this chaos were too much for him.
But you weren't the only one to escape the glory. There was a woman with you.
I wouldn't say with me, but yes, Karolina Janicka managed to leave the shelter. We were supposed to meet in the building with the aid logo. When I arrived, all I found was a note saying that she went on. The whole city was a full-scale model, a military training ground of some sort. Oh, did she end up reaching the fist?
No. You were the only outsider we've seen since that junker 2 months ago. Thank you, Mr. Tokaj. That will be all. Please wait here. Medical personnel will arrive shortly. You have to go through the quarantine. It's standard procedure. It shouldn't last longer than a month.
I understand. You can't be too careful.
By the way, Dr. Tokaj, it's probably a silly question, but do you want to talk with our psychiatrist?
No, thank you. I think I'm fine.
Wow, what a twist. Huh. Well, about that time.
Wow.
Shut up.
Yeah, it's about that time, yeah.
Let me play my graphic, thank you very much. So, that was the game.
Yep. Ended fairly abruptly, I think, but that is an ending.
Oh, lyrics,
Those
sick.
are lyrics.
Can't wait for this to get copyright claimed. Wow, what a disaster of narrative. What an absolutely... Okay, people in chat saying, I don't get it, me neither. Okay. It's fairly straightforward what it is. So, to sum up, we existed in the vault. We were a psychiatrist studying this confinement syndrome. And ironically, we were the ones who had suffered confinement syndrome. We were the ones who had broken to the extent that we developed an alternate personality, the Saboteur, as it were. Johnny Bag is saying, you guys ever seen Fight Club? It's so cool and all my writing is based on it. Yeah, you know, Tyler Durden and all that shit. Yeah, that's what we've effectively landed on here. We went so stir crazy that we invented a guy in our head who sabotaged the vault we were living in. And then, very special thanks for starting this mess, by the way. There's the original folk, the original four who conceptualized this game nearly 2 decades ago now. No, nearly 3 even. And so yeah, as we busted out of the vault, the security camera footage that I was looking at on the monitor was just the Saboteur murking people. All the people we thought were killing themselves, were shooting themselves in the head, was just us shooting them and hallucinating as if they were. The doctor who succumbed of his wounds, we killed him, apparently. Is it looping the credits? I think it might be looping the credits. Anyway, so there really was a disaster, though. So as we get out into the world, we begin to imagine that the world's a stage. You know, whether that stuff is what the reality or not, whether or not the, like, stand-up city, the film set city was real or not is... who's to say? We did make it to the other vaults. I think that much is real. I think we saw the real us was the guy who was a saboteur, that the inner us was, you know, the beard and the face that we're familiar with, that we've been playing as for the whole game. It's, you know, so we got there. They already know what's happening. They already know what we did. We don't know what we did. We still haven't come. Albert Tokaj has not come to the realization yet that he is, you know, 2 personalities right now, doing whatever. You know, it's not even what it is, right? It's hard to say what it is, because I don't think these people have any understanding of mental health. I don't think the people who wrote this game really bothered to put much research or thought into, like, how the characterization of that should work, what the dichotomy there should be.
They did watch Fight Club.
They did watch Fight Club.
By the way, I will say that one of the security camera footage things at the end was of Tokaj in the observation room above the fake city. So, even if there wasn't... we don't still know if the fake city was a fake city or not, but there was some sort of observation room looking over Glory that he did get to, and they have footage of him.
I'm gonna skip, because it was straight up looping the credits, which is wild. Yeah, so Law of the Fist was the name of that last segment of the game, by the way.
We have to find the answer by ourselves.
Say something nice. You know, they finished it. I mean, they committed to making this and they made it. That's gotta count for something, right? Maybe? No? Not at all?
I don't know. We'll see when we get to the part where we actually talk about our thoughts on this. I don't know if we're there yet, but I have some positives about this game. This is going to be a real test of the thing I've talked about in the past, about recency bias, where a game ends so weakly that it makes it hard for you to like judge the product as a whole.
I'm going to try to figure out how to launch the Dirty Arena DLC, by the way, in the background. So please keep going.
Oh. Well, no, I was just saying, like I've talked about before, the recency bias thing is that even if a game has, you know, parts that you enjoy throughout the whole thing, the very end of it can really taint your recollection of the thing as a whole. Like Alone in the Dark, when we played through that, for the most part, you actually enjoy that game. And then once we got to the final, like, half hour, which was real bad, like, you had kind of nothing but bad to say about it. And I'm guilty of this too, sometimes. I feel like Sonic Forces was that way for me, where the end of the game was so weak that I felt like I didn't have a good grasp on how I felt about the product as a whole. Some people will say that if a game ends badly, that can ruin the entire game. I'm not convinced of it myself. I think like the memories leading up to it and the experience leading up to it can still be good and worth like remembering fondly, but it is when a game kind of like botches the landing, it makes it hard to say that you liked what came before it. But we'll get more into that, I guess, once we do our wrap-up thoughts.
Right now, we gotta check out this arena DLC, this dirty arena DLC, and the second strike, I guess. And I like how just DLC is just grayed out at the top there, like it's a header or something. No options, no settings, no like how many waves do you want to do? Just, huh? Okay.
Oh, it's a sushi bar.
Wave 05.0 credit 0. Okay, I'm ready. I have my weapon. What do we do? Is this the whole of the arena or no? Maybe it's okay.
There you go.
All right.
Now, do you know if this was sold DLC or paid DLC, or was it like a free add-on?
It was free DLC, I believe. Fucking pardon? Hey, I have a melee weapon here. What the fuck was all that about?
That's what's dirty, baby. They don't fight clean.
How are they allowed to do this? Fucking what? Huh?
Let me have a drink of water real quick, then my turn.
Take two. You're gonna give me a gun this time? No, this fucking thing again? Cool, cool, cool. Awesome. This is scripted, by the way. I have no control over this. Over the camera or my character here. Oh, you know what? There's a ring here. You step out, they shoot you. And keep shooting you.
And they hold a grudge. Unless you actually have an explicit health bar. Don't know if that'll ever recharge or not.
Well, you can see how much damage attacks do to us. Which is not much.
Yeah,
Can I get a second to breathe here? Mode. Can you give me a second, guys? I'm sorry, I just... What if they turned off regenerating health in this mode?
That's what I've been saying. They turned off regenerating health in this mode.
Well, I really hope this isn't melee focused for the entirety of it. I hope they give me a gun at some point.
I'm gonna say not in these first 5 waves.
We're fucked, aren't we? Yeah, you know, I'll just take it at this point. I'll just make sure not to step out of the little circle here. Yeah, so this was free, and then they released it as a standalone thing, a standalone free thing, to try and be like, well, you know, people who don't own the game can play this and whet their appetite to want to buy the campaign. It was one of those schemes. I don't think it was successful in that regard. I don't believe people bit.
Oh, interesting run you got going there.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, really choosing to focus on like one of the least consequential, least interesting parts of the game to me. I know you think the melee combat is great, that it's like a stylish action game, it's like having Devil May Cry.
Yep.
I know you
that's
said all
exactly
those
the
things.
sentence that I was saying that you didn't just interrupt the middle of.
But for me, this seems tedious in the prospect of doing If they don't give me a gun by next wave, my
turn.
Fucking what the I. Yeah, you have to take over because this is
Remembering some stuff here.
Johnny Baghead says, it's come up in the post game, but I think what's confusing here is the game
I like this. I would say that I like how this is my strafe run, like this, with my arms going.
Yes.
All right, go on.
It's very cool. What's so confusing here is the game was telling two big twist stories at once, because all the shit with the outside world, the fake city, the other bunkers, that's an entirely separate story from Tokaj in his Afterfalling. Yeah, it did not deftly balance the two plot threads, the two major on its way to the twists. Remember when there was that Fallout 3 The Pit DLC?
I remember it existed, but I never played it.
It's DLC for Fallout 3. So, you know, it's more Fallout 3, but, it had...
What more did you want? More Fallout 3.
It tried to do something like an arena in it, and I think it may have been slightly better realized than this. Timrod in chat says, I feel like it's a twist from Heavy Rain, only it's the entire game. Like the twist that you were the killer. Yeah, a twist exclusive to Heavy Rain. Not since Heavy Rain has a game attempted to tell a Fight Club type narrative, or have, like, to trick you as far as who's the protagonist and antagonist. I don't know, I mean, like, none of this is particularly unique. Like, the fact that we were calling it from so early, the fact that it is so, not necessarily telegraphed, I think the game thinks it's being very clever. Right? Like, that's the thing, is that the game, the developers think they were cooking. At least I imagine as much. Don't!
Oh, my momentum was carrying me, that's all. Anyway, I just gotta try and survive past this here. Oh no, they want me dead. Okay.
This has to be the worst arena mode I've ever seen in a fucking video game. This has to be the dumbest, stupidest, fucking most lackluster, poorly explained. This fucking sucks, Sharky.
I've seen worse arena modes.
Name one.
But I can't remember off the top of my head. I've played a lot of these games. But I've seen more bare bones ones that have, like, less going on in them. Like, at least this, I have some form of, like, spacing and movement methods of, like, attack and stuff like that, or ways to think about it, instead of just, like, hitting attack over and over again. Because I'm not just hitting attack over and over again.
I think this is the worst.
This is not a good. This is not a good one. I'm not going to defend this arena mode.
Do you think there'll be checkpoints after you finish the 5 waves, or do you think it's from the start every time?
I think it's after the 5 waves is probably a checkpoint.
What the fuck could the second strike be on the main menu?
I don't know. We'll have to find out, right? Or was that grayed out entirely or something?
No, it was selectable.
Okay.
I know from screenshots for this, for the DLC, for the Dirty Arena, that they start getting to, like, goofy enemies at some point, like giant teddy bears and stuff attacking you. I don't know if we're gonna see it through to that. Good job not getting blown up.
It's a weird thing to have to pay attention to, but I want to say this next wave is just the one guy.
Well, he's so intimidating.
I mean, he does have an electric thing.
This should let you select your character here between this Tokaj or other Tokaj. Or Carolina. Ibn Battuta had a better arena mode than this.
You're not wrong.
Don't make the same mistake twice.
Yeah. I'm not. I was playing off. Then his combo hit has a lot of carry in terms of how far forward he goes.
And the fact that they just keep backing up off of you is prolonging the fight so unnecessarily.
No! I really thought that wave was over.
Nope, still wave 3 out of 5, apparently.
Yeah, what this needs is... I mean, this needs a lot of things, but one thing it needs is, like, at least a little health regen between waves. Or, like, an item I could pick up. A med kit or something. I'll also say, for them to stop doing that, to make the center of the ring, like, a death trap.
So you need to constantly be on, like, the edge.
The sides, yeah.
Yeah. And we're tripping over that poorly defined line that you won't even notice if you're looking, like, you know, if the camera's center, if you're not looking at the ground, you will not notice when you cross the threshold. So this, in every way, can be ill-conceived. It is completely ill-conceived. Finisher.
See, now that should have given me health back.
Yeah.
Doing a finisher? It should have. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through one set of this. Like, I'll stand by when I say I kind of like the melee combat in this game, but this is not the scenario in which it works. It works way better if it's like a one-on-one, or at most like a...
Hey, good luck, there's more enemies coming.
Yeah, this system doesn't work.
Against multiple enemies.
Yes, against like 3 to 5 enemies.
I wonder if you need to bait them towards the barrels, run through the center, and hope you don't get caught up in the blast.
I got caught up in the blast. It did take out several of them. But I did take some of that. I'm going to take all of it if I stand right there continuously, though. Come on. Move. Yeah, like, that is one way to do it, but it is so risky. Because that's a very ill-defined, like, range on how those barrels will explode.
I think it's the second barrel that actually blows it up. They launch a second barrel that's flaming, and when that lands...
It is?
Yeah. Huh?
Whoa! I mean, I can tell, like, what barrel exploded, but, like, the range in which it'll hurt you, that is... iffy. Sometimes the camera does that. Gee, what is that attack? Achievement. Oh, I did it.
Okay. Cool cinematic shot, I guess.
Just because this isn't the worst arena mode I've ever played doesn't mean it's a good one.
Fuck off! Really? More melee?
Take that one.
Oh, wait. You have points and credits. There's a terminal around here. You were looking right at it. Turn around to your left. There.
Oh. That doesn't look like shit to me.
That's just ammo reserves, I guess. What did you spend points on? What do you do with the points and credits? That's a good...
Not in the pause menu.
Oh, you spent 500 credits on the hammer.
Oh.
Wow, fuck this. What a bunch of assholes who made this. This sucks.
Well, we'll see the checkpoint thing. We'll see if I have to start over at the start once I die here. Because surely. And we're still doing the barrel gimmick.
What if you looked up and you saw the saboteur as one of the people in the audience? Wouldn't that be a funny twist?
What? Hello.
Find that range. That guy on the left in the far back, he has a gun. I wonder if you can pick up the gun off of him after you kill him. No, that'd be too easy. That'd be too nice of them. He gripped it so hard when he died, he broke the gun. Yeah. It's truly unfortunate for you. Zernberg says, 500 credits for a hammer in this economy? Post-apocalypse, you know. It's... You don't even ask how many bottle caps that would be.
For what?
I don't think you stepped out. This really should restore your health.
Yeah, like Doom rules.
This is so fucking mean. There's like no scale up in difficulty.
Bug.
It just opens hard.
Ooh. Okay, so there's a new rule for like where I'm allowed to stand or not, and I'm not entirely sure where that line is.
Absolutely unexplained. No, this game has no interest in explaining the rules to you.
I feel like we should, like, consider this DLC separately from the main game and like an overall rating, because this is such a different ass thing.
It's even a different executable, apparently.
Yeah.
So.
And it really is like does feel so tacked on.
It absolutely was an afterthought. Why? Why do they keep doing that to you?
Like, I think there's a line right here that is death, but I can't tell like where these lines exist anymore.
Oh yeah, they totally took the they took the ring away. There used to be the lines on the ground, and now there's not. To what end?
Now I just have to stay on this street, but like. Okay, no, I'm standing somewhere that's deaf now. Yeah, if there is something that's specifically telling me where I can be, I don't know where it is.
You took so much damage, your health bar disappeared.
Maybe I'm invincible now.
Maybe you're already dead.
I know there's someone else coming.
Yeah, we haven't seen the timer yet. They don't even tell you how many enemies are in a wave. There's like wave. Usually they're like, you know, like 10 enemies left in this wave. 9, 8, 7, 6.
There's my death. Alright, where does it put me? Reload checkpoint. What items are going to come out?
I bet it's from the very beginning.
Yeah, from the beginning.
I can't fucking believe how badly realized this is.
Yeah, but all that matters is I did better at this mode than you did, so I think that's pretty good.
That's fair.
Back
to the main menu. That's a... Let's see what second strike is. Oh, well, let me control.
Yeah.
Let's see what the all the same concept art that we had in the main game.
I mean, they didn't have extensive concept art for the arena mode.
All right, second strike looking much like the first. Done. Oh, thank God. Okay. Glad to know that barrels are a thing that exists. How much ammo do we have? Not as much as you'd hope for.
I'm sure that's why they explicitly pointed out the barrels.
How many enemies? I want to try to be efficient here. I got to maximize ammo. All right, I see 3. Oh, we can just get more ammo. Okay. So never mind, ammo isn't a concern. I can just...
You did not have any credits going into this, right?
No.
Okay, so it's not like you need to use credits to buy ammo.
Oh, it's assault rifle ammo. Of course it is. Yes, you're seen. And it won't burn to death, right? With my fucking luck. I like the way they sync up, at least.
Yeah.
Say something nice? It's cute how they sync up. They ride together, they die together. Pistol ammo?
That's pistol ammo. There you go.
Just want to see how many shots it took to actually just like kill someone the normal way. These guys look kind of normal compared to like some of the other stuff we've been fighting.
I mean, I think they're trying to ramp. Like the in the one I was doing, like one of the guys I was fighting was just straight up a doctor. Oh, thanks for the tutorial. Oh wait, finishing moves restore a small amount of health. It says.
It does say that. Whether it's true or not.
Maybe that's added to second strike mode. Because it sure didn't help when I was doing it.
Okay. I think we are spending ammo on the spending credits to get the pistol ammo here, but I also don't care.
Yeah, the thing is, like, the UI is so small that I cannot see ammo count.
Also, I'm just happy to have a gun at this point, honestly. You see how much health it restored?
I didn't.
Like 1% maybe, if anything. Okay, let's start kiting again.
That is going to... Yeah.
Oh, I'm surrounded. Any questions in chat?
Johnny asked how this compared to Resident Evil's Mercenaries mode.
Favorably. No, this is, like I said, one of the worst I've ever seen. I can't think of one worse. I can't think of a worse arena mode than this. I mean, at this point, we might as well just do our thoughts on the game, right? Oh, apparently I broke one of the rules. Or no, these enemies just have... Okay.
Okay, well, you're busy, so I'll start. And when I talk about this, I am not talking about this arena mode. I will save this for a moment. Or you know what? I'll say this about the arena mode. It's bad. It's really bad. This sucks. Anyway. For the main game, I actually liked it. For the most part. It was, you know, not the most competently done, for sure. It had its rough spots, but I enjoyed kind of like the slower, methodical pace of a lot of the combat happening. I thought there were, like, some bits with, like, how it was doling out the story, at least in the first front of the game, the first half of the game, that, you know, weren't revolutionary, but they're all like, this is competent enough. It really does... It doesn't fall apart once you get to the city, Like, I like that they were starting to get kind of weird with it. Like, they were going for more stuff like that Uncharted chase sequence, like the house with the looping rooms, with that arena fight, that first one. But once you got to the real city, it did kind of feel like that was the last thing they worked on chronologically. And they were running out of time because it... Oh, you won. The end felt like a whole bunch of ideas that weren't coming together or weren't thought through enough, like the ghosts in the sunlight thing, and the that one boss fight against the metal thing forming together for some reason, and then adding a bunch of plot threads that did not get resolved at all, and that just sort of final boss fight that just sort of ends. Like, it really is a test of the whole recency bias thing, because that really is such a weak ending, and that really is an ending that's like, boy, they really fucked up on the home stretch. But for the most part, I still like it. I still like that game. I kind of got endeared by its clunkiness and by its scrappiness, by like the weird slow combat, the poorly thought puzzles, to be honest, but I still kind of was like, hey, this is something. This is better than like Skyscraper was.
This is better than Skyscraper was?
Yeah, I think so.
Absolutely not. No.
Not this. Not. You're looking at
the
arena
whole
mode.
game. I'm talking the campaign. No, Skyscraper was great.
Yeah. I mean, Skyscraper... I'm not saying Skyscraper was bad. I'm saying it was... I think this is better than Skyscraper. I'm not saying Skyscraper was bad. Skyscraper was also scrappy and endearing. I think I prefer playing this over Skyscraper. I don't know, I guess my thoughts is I come away from this experience, not this arena, but I come away from this general experience thinking, like, I enjoyed this. It just fumbled at the very end, and it feels like they didn't know how to close it out, either, like, narratively or mechanically.
Hop along, Cassidy!
I'm Hempel says, did you forget how miserable we were by the end of Skyscraper? Yeah, but I still ended it on a positive note. It's one of those games that had a bad last level, but I was still like, but you know, ultimately the experience was still good. I don't know. I'm gathering my thoughts this whole time. I'm doing this, trying to think of some sort of conclusion on the campaign as I play this absolutely miserable arena mode. At least it's better with guns. Is that melee that was intolerable? This is at least like functional.
Yeah, we're coming from different points of view on like what is the more enjoyable aspect of combat. Again, I will say though, in arena, the melee doesn't work because they're putting you in situations where it feels like it wasn't designed for that. Like, I wouldn't want to play Condemned in a situation where there are like 4 enemies I had to melee at the same time either.
Yeah, I think it's just careless. I think ultimately they designed this arena mode and like, you know, we put so much work into the melee, so let's really challenge people with the melee, use like the full extent of what's on offer, and it's just like, well, there's not really much on offer, and you've created a scenario that is basically just feels unwinnable.
Well, it's also like it would be bad enough if it was just melee against more enemies than the melee is built to work with, but also just the arenas themselves are like really fucking mean. Like the barrels that are exploding on like regular intervals that seem to have a very wide blast radius, and the whole aspect of you can't step outside of where you're supposed to be or else you'll get shot to death, which made sense, I guess, when it was a ring. And then in the second stage, I don't know what the rule was anymore, because I couldn't tell exactly where I was supposed to be.
I think I may have found a safe spot.
Oh, nice.
This is actually work. Are you kidding me? This is...
Yeah, this is how we get to the teddy bears. Anyway, so now that it's calm, what are your thoughts if you have them together?
Yeah, I should try. Okay. I don't hate Afterfall InSanity, the campaign. I think there was, there were ideas, and I respect ideas, even if they're not executed on. I think the story is just bad. It's just so poorly told, and so full of cliches. And yet they thought it was like the through line. They really thought they were cooking, is a phrase I keep coming back to. They thought they were doing something here. They thought they were offering, like, a Silent Hill-esque take on Fallout by way of Dead Space. Yeah. Really, the big problem with the game is that it has, like, too many fucking ideas. It's trying to be too many things at once. It's trying to blend too many mechanics from too many different games. It's trying to do the monkey see, and it's trying to do so much, but ultimately, none of it coalesces into anything. And
I was about to say, I can appreciate a bad story if I feel like it has spunk, but at a certain point, this game did fall under the weight of its own hackneyed writing and plot structure and all that stuff.
I think it just... It never stops trying to add stuff, which I do appreciate in the one sense, but on the other, this is also one of the most poorly signposted video games ever made. The amount of times we got lost in environments, lost in the plot, lost in combat encounters, lost trying to figure out, like, what puzzles are, because they're just not explained in any capacity. It is, like, at a point, it's frustrating. It's nothing but frustrating. And like, the thing that keeps us, like, committed to it, at least kept me committed to it, was wanting to see, like, the moments, wanting to see what weird stuff they would try to pull out, how they would fail to realize an action set piece or a psychological horror effect. I was getting ironic enjoyment out of it for the most part. And, sometimes that's enough. Sometimes that, is enough to keep me interested in a game. It is just being like, well, how can they fuck this up? What can they fuck up next? Well, I took care of that guy. That just leaves the big guy, I believe, who I think is stuck. Let's hope he stays stuck when I start shooting him. Yeah, there we go.
What is he doing?
I think he's, like, stuck in the ground. You can see how his legs are bent weird.
Yeah.
I think this game is definitely a technical mess.
Absolutely.
From top to bottom. The amount of errors we ran into, just invisible walls, things that just, like, you would not expect to be as busted as they end up being. Broken lighting effects. So much to complain about there. But what I think, ultimately, the thing that, like, the elephant in the room for me, the thing I have the hardest time getting past isn't really material to the game itself at all. It's the development. It's the knowing that this game, this concept, this universe was poached from a small team of scrappy creatives who and that Intoxic guy who had his idea fucking stolen from him to make this shit. To make this clout-chasing, completely incomprehensible failure in the market, doomed from the word go, really. There was no chance this thing was going to stand out in the market. Advertising campaigns, failed advertising campaigns aside, it beleaguers belief that this is the direction they chose to go, with the idea that they bought, with the universe, with the game that was being made, and what they ultimately saw as the best way to capitalize on that. The folk at Nicholas who acquired Intoxicate Studios and then kicked out Intoxicate. I feel for the guys.
I feel like usually when we discuss when you and I discuss games and, like, our overall feelings on the experience, that I tend to kind of, like, divorce myself from the development.
Yeah, and I absolutely can't.
Of it.
As history has proven, I absolutely cannot do that.
Yeah, and that's also, but that is an important thing to bring up, I think.
There's someone still alive, by the way. Where are they? Who knows?
Because, you know, while I can look at this like as a game product and like come away from it kind of like having enjoyed it for the most part, like it is still important to bear in mind when you bring up that, yeah, this game was kind of ripped from its creators. The vision of it was taking the different direction, all the weird marketing shit they did with it. Yeah, that is important information to like remember at the end of this for its full context.
Yeah, and I think it really does color my perception of the game too, because, you know, I'd be, as much as I like action games, as hard as it is to go back to the likes of a Fallout, right? Like a Fallout 1 or 2, that is to say. And, you know, I loved those games. I loved those games in a moment in time. They opened my mind up to, you know, the beauty of the CRPG and into that style of universe. It got me interested in so many, like, pieces of ancillary media, things that are referenced in Fallout, those games. So I would have been interested to see what game could have been, what they were originally cooking. I'm way more interested in that product than the one that they ended up pursuing past a certain point. So I think ultimately, like, you know, you talk about, like, not factory development in sometimes, and, you know, like, and you understand, obviously, why I do. But, like,
yeah.
When you look at a game that's been in development for so long and it, like, shape-shifts so many times over the course of its development, and you know, I think there's something to be said for the game that is marketed to people, the game that is advertised, and the game that comes out. If you were someone who had followed this project, this Afterfall project, from the No More Mutants, or No Mutants Allowed days, and you saw the slow pain transformation of this game over the course of a decade, from this really promising fan project into whatever the fuck this is, as you watch someone that you may have, like, interacted with on the forum, someone who may have been your friend in Intoxicate, such a tight-knit community that was, and to see them, like, have their idea, like, taken away from them, and to hear them say, like, whatever, like, you know, aspirations, hopes they had, they're gone. Whatever game, you know, like, I haven't been involved. They're gonna do what they will with it. I'm washing my hands of it. And even just to be someone who's savvy, even if you weren't, like, a poster on the forums, to just, like, you know, if you, like, let's say you had heard about this game, like, at some point in the early 2000s, and just kept, like, a tentative eye on it, kept it in your peripheral vision, and then for it to come out as this. That's just mind-boggling to me, that a game can change so much, that it can so completely miss what the original point was, that these developers who ended up taking over the project have such a poor understanding of what makes a Fallout work, what makes a Dead Space work, what makes an arena mode work, of what makes, like, a functional game work. A functional, interesting, entertaining game that you can launch a franchise, that you can launch a universe off of, because that was the aspiration here. This was meant to be the start of something. This was meant to be the beginning, the first chapter, the prologue to the launch of a universe meant to rival the Fallout universe. Like, don't forget what the aspiration here was. Don't forget what the intention was. And so, to take all that into consideration and look at this final product through that lens, it is such a markedly remarkable misunderstanding of the market at the time. It is such a strange entry into the canon, such a odd thing to put forward in the attempt to enter into that space, to compete with games that were on the market at the time. And if I'm going around in circles here, it's only because I'm going around in circles in the game too, so forgive me here. I just don't see how you forgive these people. I don't see how there's a universe in which you can forgive the folk at Nicholas for what they did, in terms of bungling the game, in terms of bungling their relationship with the community, in terms of screwing over the guy whose brainchild this was, and in terms of just the final product, which is just a disparate mess of ideas that don't coalesce, that don't, like, form into any sort of shape, that's trying to be a billion things at once, and that at the same time balances that with really subpar shooting, and even worse melee combat in my estimation. But even worse than all that is just the navigation, which is, again, a mess, an unsignposted, unmarked mess of just wandering around while at the same time offering no reward for exploration. It's a game where the developers really thought they had made a linear path through all this. They thought they had been clear in like what direction you need to go at any moment in time, what your objectives are. They thought they were telling a clear and concise story. At least that's the impression I get. And I'm sure on some level, you know, the team, the grunts, the people doing the low-level programming and developing the assets and whatnot, you know, credit where credit's due. If there's one point I gotta give this game, it is the presentation, which, you know, people shit on when this game came out, saying it looked like it was, like, last gen compared to other games that were coming out. 2012, you know. I think this looks fine. I think this is impressive for the size of the team and the production budget they had. I think, you know, if you squinted your eyes, you could mistake this for, you know, at least in spots. At least in, like, the grand picture. There are certainly aspects where you can, like, notice, like, a texture that's standing out or some weird character animation. Like, the almost complete lack of facial expressions by any character, which is, this is in the updated version. This game, when it launched, used to look worse. The characters used to be even more dead-eyed and vacant in some iteration of this game. So again, the best possible version they could commit to is this guy straight up invincible. Are you seeing what's happening here? The bullets are stopping in front of him. Oh my god, do I need to use these fucking things? Is that what they're doing? Is this enemy that we've already killed 3 or 4 of, like in the past few minutes, now impervious to bullets and needs to be killed like the final boss of the game? I think that's what's happening here.
Well, you did kill him.
Glad I figured it out. Too bad one more hit's gonna kill me, probably. So I just need to not get hit, I guess. Keep spending my credits on ammo. I don't know. I know I was saying a lot, and so I do appreciate the presentation in spots. I think they aspire to present it as if it were like something akin to a AAA game. And, you know, they didn't quite land there, but they landed closer than a lot of indie devs were at the time. I mean, at least they didn't go the charming indie pixel route, right, for this game, which most games are doing at this time, just historically. So, you know, they committed to making a full 3D product with intentions to aim on PC and consoles. They certainly had the ambitions for this to be like a 360 PS3 game. And, you know, I don't see why it wasn't. I don't see why they ultimately didn't just put it on, like, Xbox Live Arcade or, you know, whatever shops existed, the PlayStation Network. They probably could have done it. If they didn't realize they had the Epic Games lawsuit pending. That's probably ultimately the thing that kept them from committing fully to that, was not having to not wanting to recall like physical box copies of this game or whatnot. Is the game crashing? Is the game soft locked? Does the game not know how to return to the main menu from bombing out of that mode? I think that's the case.
Well.
Oh, wait. Oh,
wait. Okay.
Oh, I spoke too soon. Still, I'm going to quit out of that. Pop up on screen for just a little bit. This is some more final thoughts. Or the ending to our final thoughts section. Yeah. Despite everything I just said, despite thinking that, you know, aspects of this game are absolutely unforgivable and that the developers and publishers, some of the behaviors they demonstrated, I would deem as unforgivable. Ultimately, at the core, you know, it's still a semi-ambitious thing. I still have to respect the fact they were able to see it through to some measure of completion. That the underlying world, for being just a complete Fallout ripoff, is, you know, at least like, you can go to the Wikipedia article for this game, and you can see them set up the setting, all the events that happened before to set up the post-apocalypse. Clearly, some people put a lot of thought into those aspects. Clearly, they put a lot of thought into world building, with their sights set on like a 10-year plan for, these are the enemies that we're showing here, these are the mechanics, you know, stepping into light does this. And I'm sure those were things that they were expecting to have to revisit or to expand on in the future, right? That they are setting things up to the extent that they are thinking about how the laws of this universe work. And so that's admirable. I think it's putting the cart before the horse to an extent. I think it's, the game obviously doesn't measure up to those lofty ideals. I think at a certain point, during development, you realize that, oh, no one's going to go for this. That, our cool world is going to be ignored, left in the dust, forgotten about as the inevitable happens, which did happen, which is that critics just honed in on how uninspired the game was, how unoriginal it was, how it was ripping this and this off, and how the final product is a clunker. Not paying any sort of mind to the unique ideas that it may have been trafficking in. And so that's a shame. So I do feel acutely for like those members of the team, those members of the development studio, who also weren't getting paid, by the way, at a certain point too. So again, it's not the fault. I'm not pointing the blame at anyone low level. I'm pointing the lead at executives. I'm pointing the lead at like creative directors. I'm pointing the finger at the people whose decision it was to cut Intoxicate out at a certain point. These people who completely mishandled the whole thing. So to divorce, in the way that you do, to divorce my opinion of all that, the final product, I have to agree it is clunky to the point of being frustrating, that the narrative is not satisfying. But I don't know, it's still it's still functional.
That's true. I just want to add on that I'm not the person who like will always like divorce their opinion of a game from like the development aspect of it. It's not like I go into everything that usually when I'm talking about in the aftermath of like when we play a game, how does the game play? I'm really just talking about how does the game play, and I'm not going into the other stuff. But I do acknowledge it. Like if I were to play Cave Story Plus, I would say, oh yeah, Cave Story Plus, that's really fun. Nicholas completely fucked over Pixels.
Different Nicholas.
Correctly.
Different Nicholas. We gotta keep specifying. I'm sorry, you should have specified.
Different
that earlier.
Nicholas. Yes. But,
ironic though, funny though.
Yeah. So I can't recommend buying Cave Story Plus because of that. Wrestling Empire. I think Wrestling Empire, which we've played before and we'll probably play again. I think that game's honestly really fun. I can't recommend it at all because of M. Dickey and his behavior. So that is a factor if I have to recommend something to someone. But I do, just for the sake of our show, for the sake of talking about how the game is, I will approach it that way. But I know that you do really care about the development. You want everyone to know, and that is important.
And I also think it's, beyond just like, you don't support these people through dollars. I mean, you can't. No one could if they wanted to. This company doesn't fucking exist anymore.
Yeah, that's not even a thing at this point for this particular game.
But
for greater historical context, it is still important.
I think what I'm going to try to articulate here, and I don't want to keep belaboring this point, even though like we both agree to disagree that we put different values on how much that impacts the game. I think it's inextricable. I think you can't not.
I don't think we necessarily disagree entirely. I'm just talking about like for my analysis on this show when I generally talk about this stuff.
I think because my argument for why this shit matters so much is because of artistic intent. Is because of what was the vision, whose vision was it, and how was it compromised by meddling. And I think at a certain point, like that is fundamental, that is structural, that is the core of the game. Hold on 1 second. Hassan PL says Nicholas versus Nicholas. I was one of those people not getting paid on the squeakquel to this game. So there we go. It finally happened. It usually does. It occasionally happens where you get a developer on one of these games. Hello, Hassan, and from Poland, I imagine from Poland town. You should watch the first episode of this playthrough. We did a whole history on your company and the origins of this game. We spent a whole hour in the first part of this playthrough documenting the story of this game's inception on the No Mutants Allowed forums in the late 90s as it evolved and then devolved into this final product. And we do
have a strong hunch that we will eventually be getting to that sequel.
Yes, I would certainly say so. I would certainly say that I have my sights on that. Because, I am curious, despite everything, despite the frustrations, despite the grudge I now have against this publisher for what they did, and not loving the final product so much, but still respecting, the work that got put into it. I'm curious to see where they tried to take this. What episode 1 of that supposed 9-episode, of that projected 9-episode thing, what they, with the benefit of time, and not the benefit of money, apparently. To answer your question, Gassan, will the full playthrough be on VOD? If you go to our YouTube channel, you will find, in fact, yeah. Do I have this working? This is my test to see if chat commands work. Yeah, you can find a playlist that has all the episodes of this playthrough, 1, 2, and then this one will go up usually within 12 hours of the stream ending.
And in fact, I was already in the process of putting up. That is the playlist itself right there.
Very good. Thank you kindly. So yeah, I mean, I am sort of curious still. I think the ultimate conclusion I can draw on this, what will be the last thing I say about it, is that it does leave me curious, knowing that this was continued. Some other game, some other franchise, you can play the first one and just be like, I don't give a fuck where this goes, what's going to happen afterwards. I don't care to see them iterate on this. I'm just bailing on this franchise after the first entry. I'm still committed to this. For whatever it's worth, I am curious to see how they intended to pay this off, how they intended to follow this up. So that it has to speak for something, right? That has to count for something, I think.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know. I'm trying to hype myself up for the inevitable, for having to come back to this.
Well, it'll be a little bit, I think.
It'll be some time. It will be some time. But yeah, Afterfall InSanity, reckon that is that game wrapped. Another one in the books. Folks! Why are we off-center? Sorry. Just little show things, just little production things. Folks, thank you for watching this playthrough of Afterfall InSanity. Thank you for joining us on this expedition of the post-apocalypse. Thank you for seeing it through to its conclusion with us. We hope you were compelled, entertained, sympathetic, empathetic to our frustrations with it, and so on and so forth. I hope
had a fun time. I don't know about you.
It was fun in spots. I had moments of fun with it. Yeah, that was, again, when we started this, when this was first suggested to us by M. Sparkley over on the Discord server, I had no idea the rabbit hole we would fall down. I had no idea of the story behind the game. I had no idea what the game itself would entail. And so in that regard, I've been very interested to see this through, to have this, to add this to my knowledge base, to the compendium of bad games that exists in my brain, to fill out this entry there and to know that this thing exists now. I despite the unfortunate circumstances of it and despite feeling bad for Intoxicate, I think the world's a funnier place with this game in it. I think the world is a more interesting place. The games industry is a more interesting industry for the fact that something like this can happen. So in that sense, I'm very happy to have played it. And I hope there were laughs along the way. I hope folk enjoyed the process, seeing how the sausage gets made, and then seeing us eat the sausage over the course of 3 episodes. So, hey, if you like what you saw here tonight, why wouldn't you? Maybe consider joining our Discord server at discord.gg/bghof. That is the official community server, the game room for the Bad Game Hall of Fame. If you really like what you saw here tonight, you might even consider pledging on Patreon, subscribing on Twitch, or becoming a member on YouTube. Any or all of the above will grant you access on that Discord server to the Patreon Saints channel, wherein you can vote in polls and make suggestions and help steer the direction of the show. We have a poll up right now Next Thursday, we'll begin a new playthrough, and the current choices, just for posterity, as I navigate over to our Patreon Saints channel. These are all recommendations that were put forward by members of the Patreon Saints channel, including Countdown Vampires, Lost Planet 3, Perfect Weapon, and Spider-Man 2 on PC. Not the version everyone likes, but the PC version of that. So you have about a week to vote on that, and then we will commit to playing whichever game wins that. That'll be our next Thursday playthrough. So we thank you for considering. We thank you for thinking about us, thinking about financially supporting us potentially, and in helping keep the Bad Game Hall of Fame a-rolling, and then letting us play the games that you want to see us play. That being said, if you can't financially support us, we completely understand, of course. If you still want to help out the show in some capacity, consider sharing videos off of our suggested viewing playlist over on YouTube. It is a playlist with 20 handpicked episodes that we think make for good onboarding onto this show of ours. Or maybe, you know, someone who was involved in the Polish game industry, and maybe you'll recommend him the Afterfall InSanity playthrough. Or maybe, you know, I do think, I said this in the first episode, and I said this in promoting subsequent streams of this game, but I really do think this is one of the most interesting development stories. It's really one of the most unique. It's not a situation you saw play out a bunch of times in the industry, right? Modders becoming full-fledged developers and then having their ideas stripped away from them. The only one I can think of offhand is Trauma Studios, the people who made the Desert Combat mod for Battlefield 1942, then get absorbed into DICE to quote-unquote help out with Battlefield 2, but all that amounted to was having their ideas stolen from them, and then getting kicked out without getting their bonuses paid at all, and having all the rights to the mod they made stolen away from them too. That's the closest parallel to this. And then they went on to make Homefront that studio. They went on to become Chaos Studios, so they certainly had a fascinating end. Gassan PL asked, have you played Rambo the video game? One of my favorite games. Polish game worthy of the BGHOF. Please. Poland has done some great jank. Sniper Path of Vengeance. There's a game that we need to revisit at some point, boys howdy. That's peak from the land of Poland. But Rambo the video game is actual peak, is when I will actually defend to the death. We'll get to that when we get to that. We will get to that game eventually. We will get to all games eventually, all bad games. Here.
I've been pushing for that game behind the scenes.
You have.
We see if I find the right time.
All things in due time. But speaking of time, our time here is almost up.
By the way, as we wrap up, two last bits of thing someone will bring up. Podcast.badgamehalloffame.com for the Bad Game Hall of Fame podcast, which is also available on your favorite podcast platforms like Apple and Spotify. We got a new episode we're going to be recording this weekend. Should go up about late next week, I think. And the stream schedule coming up.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah.
This Saturday we're returning to Cursed Kart Racers with episode 7 in our 1,000 episode series, as it is turning out to be. Tuesday we don't have a plan just yet. We're working on that. Thursday is going to be whatever the patrons vote on, and next Saturday will be Pitiful Party Games makes a return for my birthday. It's my birthday on April 5th, and I am making everyone play a party game.
Which party game, though? That one we're going to keep close to the vest until such a time. So yeah, lots to look forward to as we are properly back on our bullshit here at the Bad Game Hall of Fame, as we are properly back on schedule, putting stuff out. For our raid tonight, we're going to raid Emmy Divergent, who is playing Fallout 2 for the first time.
Oh, good. That's a
how
good
apropos,
segue.
Right? Yeah. So I figure that's a fun one. Let them know that we sent you. I don't know, the Bad Game Hall of Fame appreciates them. Yeah, we'll get that underway shortly. Yeah, thank you again. I'm sort of, despite running not the full 3 hours tonight, I'm still like kind of exhausted by Afterfall InSanity. threw me for a loop, especially at the end there, but I'm glad we played it. Ultimately, that's the nicest thing I can say about a game here on the Bad Game Hall of Fame, is that I'm glad we played it. I don't regret having streamed through all of it. So for the Bad Game Hall of Fame, I have been Confinement Cass.
And I've been Can't Step Out in Direct Sunlight Sharky.
Very good. Thank you one last time, folk. And for now, bye!
Good night, everybody.